I'm on a mission to help people improve their lives. I'm on a mission to help people tap their innate potential so they can overcome sufferings of their lives. Hello, everyone. My name is Sakib, and I'm a personal development consultant and a life strategist. Today, I'm going to talk about life. Let's understand what is life. Let me just tell you, the life is not something that you just feel or sniff or what I should say, or smell it. Life is something that you should touch it, experience it. It's substantially exists. A lot of people out there every day unconsciously struggle and try to understand what is the real meaning of life. Is it really necessary to find the meaning of life or let the life go as it flows? The answer to this question is no, because you're a human being. You're different than any other form of life. You have been given an ability to think, ponder, process. So you cannot let the life go the way it flows. Life is something that you have to create the way how you want it to be. You can direct life the way you want it to flow. The main purpose of today's video is that I'm going to leave you with this understanding, with this thought, with this idea that you all have to struggle and find the true meaning of your life. Let's say that if you have nothing to go for, what is the meaning of life? Your life is useless. It is simply, let me just use a metaphor. Let's say if you buy a car and you have parked the car after you purchased it in your garage and you haven't used it from ages. So what is the use of that car? That car uses nothing. If you don't have any meaning in your life, if you don't have any purpose to go for, your life is just like that car which is parked in the garage gathering dust, nothing else. So keep this in mind. And also, I would like to give you another analogy for that to help you make more clear understanding in a more simpler way. That let's say if you have no vision of your life, if you have no meaning in your life, if you have no purpose in your life, and purpose is really, really powerful. I mean, it pulls you towards a better future. It's just like the way how you can bind a rope and continuously pulls you forward towards the future destination, which is definitely positive and good and better and best. So I was giving you this analogy that you just imagine that a pilot is flying a plane and he forgot to enter a destination into a navigation system. So imagine that your life without any purpose, without any objectives to go for, without any meaning that you really wanted to take it along. Your life is just like that pilot who's flying a plane with no destination entered into the navigation system. So what will happen? The plane will fly, fly, fly. And let's say that same pilot unable to visualize any runway, unable to foresee any runway. So what do you think, what are the chances of what do you think that what will happen? What will be the future of that plane? The pilot sitting in the plane did not enter a destination in the navigation system, and also nearby he couldn't see any runway. The chances of crash are maximum. The situation tells you that it doubled the chances of crash and very, very minimum chances of being saved. Similarly, if you are flying a plane of your life and you don't have any navigation system installed, you don't have any navigation system indicating that you have to move forward towards this direction, this means that you are most likely to get crashed. You're most likely to collapse. And that's very much obvious. And this is a very, very, very strong analogy for those who are passing their lives, like day passes and the night passes, then the next day comes, and that's how they're running through the days of their lives that they have. This is a very strong analogy. And And I think this compels you to rethink and reorient yourself and develop an understanding that how you can create a new meaning of life that can really, really make a best use of your existential reality. And basically, if you don't have a purpose, it actually negates your existential reality. Because if you don't have any purpose to go for, your life ends up for what? Suffering, malevolence, distress, disenchanted, etc., etc. For example, let's say that imagine that you are standing in a street where it's closed end. A lot of streets, you see a board that it displays there. It's a dead end. That means that the street has no exit, or it says closed end. It has no exit. You're standing there, and it's a dark path. You can't see further. So when you're standing there, you have no vision to go for. You're standing in the dark. You're standing in you're surrounded by the darkness, in fact. So what will happen? The surrounding of the darkness will actually impact on your thinking, and that will lead you to the dark destination of the life. And let me just put the names to that dark destination. The names of those dark destinations are malevolence, the disenchantment, distress, anxiety, depression. So when you find a meaning of your life, let's say that you have been standing on this closed-end street in a dark mud, and day and night you can't really find a difference, and you're standing at a dark end with no exit, where you find no exit. A lot of people commit suicide. Why? I mean, I'm leaving you with this question that a lot of people out there, they commit suicide. Did you ever try to figure it out why they commit suicide? Why it's something it's very, very difficult to take one's life. It's very difficult. And if people take such initiatives, that means that life has certain cruel tragedies in itself, and life in one way is a form of a tragedy that people commit suicide. But imagine the person standing in the closed-end street, standing there, and why they commit suicide? Because they can't really see further any meaning of life, any existence of the life, any vision. They can't see further. So what will happen? They see their life is end now. It's a closed end. It's a dead end, as the name evident, dead end. So they feel at this point. So what if you or any of your associates who are actually at the dead end, and they are experiencing a great amount of malevolence, they're experiencing a great amount of distress, anxiety, depression, you must help them to envision that they can really find an exit. So the best way to find an exit is to find the meaning of your life, to find something to go for, that you should have something to go for. Otherwise, what will happen? Your sufferings will continue to grow, and your sufferings will multiply. And let me just tell you one example. Let me just put it in this way, a bit humorous way, but it's a very serious description. That, for example, if malevolence or sufferings knocks your door and you warmly welcome these guests, let me just speak figuratively, that welcome these guests, and you make them sit in your dining table, and then you crack jokes with them for the time being, and you spoke with them, you chat with them, your relationship gets more stronger with malevolence, with sufferings, with trauma, with tragedy. So what will happen? They will take over your nerves. And what will happen? At the end, you will be a more worse product of suffering. Your sufferings will multiply. Your distress situation will fourth time will be increased. So what you should really do, you should not open the door, or you should not really welcome Mr. Stress or a Miss Trauma or Miss or whatever the gender you call these pronouns or nouns, whatever they are. If you don't open the door, don't welcome them so warmly. Instead, you develop an unshakable character that rebels those tragedies, that rebels those traumatization, that rebels those tough situations that you're undergoing in your life. And when you find a meaning of your life, and don't forget the person standing in the closed or dead end street, it will pull you forward. And when you find the meaning, one more thing here, there are two kinds of people out there. One are passive. Passive peoples do not do anything. They stay passive. They wait for the good luck. They wait for miracles to happen to them. They wait for a bus standing in a street where no bus goes. Be active, action-oriented, take initiative, take steps. And even if you find the meaning of your life, but if you are inaction person, or if you're a person who is not action-oriented, then the meaning couldn't help you either, because you don't take actions. You're not the person who takes initiatives, who moves forward. You have to be action-oriented. When you find meaning and you're in action-oriented, you're standing in the closed-end street or a dead-end street, everything around you, you feel it, it's dark. So what will happen? When you will find a meaning, suddenly your eyes will lift up. Your eyebrows will lift. Your eyes will light up. And you will see there's a red carpet of that beautiful meaning that you have just created in your life is being spreaded. And you can slowly, slowly walk on that red carpet. And you gather courage. You overcome your suffering, if not completely, but to some degree, yes. So then now you have a new vision to go for. Now you have an exit, so you can escape from that dead end which was about to harm your life in a worse way, in a very, very, very sophisticated way. Let me just tell you, if you're not developing these traits, if you're not working on these thoughts that I'm sharing with you, life is very, very, very difficult. And you really, really find yourself at some point stuck in a closed end or dead ends. And you really have to use these strategies to exit from those dead ends so that you can save yourself and you can lead the life what you want it to be. And you can create the life you want to create, and you live to the degree of fulfillment, happiness, joyness. And when joyness descends on you, it's uncertain. No one knows when your happiness would knock your door. But when you have them, definitely. And one more thing here, that happiness is definitely uncertain. Happiness just descend. You don't know from where happiness come from and when they are going to descend on you, but they just come on. But when you have happiness or happy feelings about the life, you should be thankful for, because life is real tragedy. Here I would like to also talk about the law of attraction. Let's say if you want to attract life as happy life, you have to be an attractive person. So the happiness of the life gets attracted towards you, and you can experience the ultimate joy of the life. And I'm sure that you're not going to waste this information or these thoughts that I've shared with you in this video, because not too many people try to direct people's thinking to this direction. If you talk about 100%, out of 100, maybe 3% people talk about this way. And it, I think, can help you to save yourself, and it can help you to step into the new world that you can create yourself, the world of your dreams, the world of your happiness. So I hope these informations would leave you with lots of thinking, lots of questions. But again, it's a good point to start with finding meaning of your life. And see you in the next video. Thank you very much.